hearing about 5 different times because, well, quirks. Many, many, many quirks. I'm actually gonna reword that. Don't like to toot a horn just because the freaking dog was who can blow my hearing out. I'm gonna reword that as extremely above average. Extremely above average. There we go. That works. Nope. Why did that freaking trigger that? Shift. Okay. Shift command doesn't work. Poopy face. Go down to the bottom and then hit enter. Okay, good. Sorry, people, I'm incredibly inattentive. Okay, picture this has opened up infatuation. I'm going to turn the background audio on just for a minute because a few people asked me, what is the background audio? The only reason I don't have it turned on primarily is because there is no way for me to dampen it. So I don't want to have to sit there and have to shout into my microphone just for anyone to be able to barely hear me. Okay, and it apparently won't re-trigger, so fuck it. Let's see, we're back with these thingamajiggers. By the way, Dev, when you see this, it's kind of weird. Can't turn the audio back on if you turned it off. Oh well. Okay, so who do we got here? I'm gonna go ahead and suspect, based off the previous ones, that this is Kathleen's journal, or email, or no, it's her notes. She uses some form of something similar to an elaborate OneNote program. I'm dreaming all the time now. I'm dreaming all the time now. I never dream. Hell, I can relate to that. Last few days I've been having some really freaky ass dreams, and normally I don't dream. And when I do, it's things I'd really rather forget. My brain has always been able to shut itself down in order to rebuild itself for the next day. That is no more. The dreams correlate directly to the progression of my work with the signals component. Well, that makes perfect sense after all. The signal tends to, that technically is generally what a dream is. It's your brain processing the current day's events in its own unique way. Which really begs the question of why the hell did I dream of a utilitarian society taking over the world and people fighting them with guns and jetpacks last night? Yeah, dreams. Sometimes they just don't make sense. My dreams correlate directly to my progression of my work with the signal's components. It's almost as if there's a chemical reaction happening between us. My brain can't let go of the work, or vice versa. Kinda like my brain in this game. It makes sense. The mind, the brain, is a computer dependent on electrical connections for functionality. It may even be composed of a magnetic field, though that is a theory I shall not take up a fight for. Why? You'd be right. It's been established not large enough EMP, or form of an EMP referred to as a delta wave blast, can knock out human consciousness. I mean, it doesn't kill you, but it knocks your ass flat out. Go ahead, Google delta wave burst. I'll wait. No, I won't actually. Go screw yourself. Time has no meaning for us. Liberating. And the boys are holding up. It's me, in fact, who's become a bit dizzy and nauseated at times, needing to stop on occasion for timeouts. I feel like a teenager at times, and it is as if my brain doesn't know how to control all the emotions hitting it at once. Tom's looked at me in disbelief, like I'm putting on an act. Maybe I am. Hell, maybe you have a metabolic disorder kind of like me, where your brain just decides once it's got enough energy that it goes into super mode. I'll tell you guys, that is one of the most inconvenient things ever, to where you can be writing a paper, listening to music, and your brain is still trying to put together a schematic for something. Pretty sure earlier I tried to make a purified hydrogen bomb, but we're not going to discuss that. But sweet Max, nobody has ever been as infatuated with me. Normally, I frighten boys and men, and must be a little gentle when letting them know I'm open to sexual experiences with them. Just for the record, guys, I'm not open to sexual experiences with you. This typically astonishes them, and then just take over. Max only wants to please me and fuck me. Man, I really gotta look at the words I'm reading before I actually read them aloud. So clearly that Thomas is becoming more and more annoyed with him about it. Max is a love-struck puppy, so I can of course understand the irritation. But it's rather charming and sweet, and fascinating to watch a person commit so completely without any inhibitions at all. I'm completely incapable of this myself. Maybe that's why I find it attractive. Okay. I think we just established that, Oh, holy crap, Kathleen's a sociopath. Not a violent sociopath. It's a very big misconception between a violent sociopath and someone who suffers from sociopathy. Sociopathy can actually lead to some of the most intelligent and well-meaning people in the world. The difference between a psychopath is they are born broken. A sociopath generally was raised improperly and had bad parents or aloof parents, so thus they were not able to internalize social mores. It does also lead to them being manipulative and occasionally there's like like 8 different things that qualify someone for being a sociopath. But that does not mean they're a violent psycho killer. That is a horrible misconception that TV has displayed. Sociopaths tend to just be hyper-intelligent and think of human life as less than, well, basically they can compartmentalize human life. If you've ever found yourself going, you know, that person just isn't worth living, they're not worth their salt, congrats, you've got one of the symptoms. They also tend to be completely ego-driven and self-absorbed as well. Let's see. Got Dizzy. I can't make that one out. Alright, I can only make out oh wait. Dreams. Dreams and Dizzy are the only 2 I can make out. Hidden words this time. This time are Dream and Dizzy. I can't make out the 3rd. Now for my observations. By the way, you can see all of them on my Twitch, on my broadcasts and channel. It seems that Kathleen suffers from sociopathy. Not violent sociopathy. Opathy, as she doesn't seem the type to hurt people. Granted, she does display several of the symptoms. Namely stating that she has issues feeling love and other heartfelt emotions. She is seeming rather manipulative in this letter, and a bit self-absorbed. Which are three of the total things looked for. She also doesn't seem to care much about Tom. She also seems to be in an actual relationship with Tom, though doesn't care about him feeling upset over Max. it also seems that she has no problems cheating. Granted, this could be me misreading this. Aside from an evaluation of Kathleen's personality, and then it's like psycho state, I don't have much else from this one. So let's see what that connect us to. Looks like it took us back to a change. Between two men. Oh nope, that's where it took us. Okay, we're on to the next one. The experiment has hit a wall. Give me a drink. A second, people, I need a drink. Sassafras. Yep. Okay. Second, people, I'm going to go ahead and check the chat. I noticed last night I missed a couple things from people. God damn it. Stop it. Sorry if this drops a couple frames. Let's see. Anyone in chat?
We're not supermodels.
Okay. Nothing in the chat. Coming up. Okay. Back to the game. I will go ahead and I will check into the chat periodically, people, just to see if there's any messages. Yeah. Back to fun. Okay. The experiment has hit the wall. Of course. This is to be expected, but my father's obsessive need to monitor the experiment and micromanage me is becoming too much, as if he searches for results. It's quite irritating. And strange, actually, and may lead to our first major fight, ever. I've never crossed him before, and so far I've been able to manage him, but I don't know for how long. It doesn't matter anyway. For the first time in my life, I'm allowing emotions to run freely inside of me, in a way that I've never tried before. It's because of Max, of course, but there's something else. My work is affecting my brain. I'm addicted to it, like Max. Yeah, I really do think Max is a douche. Give me a second, people. This thing right here is catching my attention. One moment. No. Ours have been right over there. Yeah. Yeah, no, we've just been grabbing them one at a time. Sorry about that, people. My father-in-law is visiting and had to ask me a question. Okay. And emotional responses seem to be stunted. This experience would normally proceed with relationships. It is a very valid and good point. Though I did an evaluation on her mental state based upon a few sources, primarily one of the documents in this chapter, and I have been led to think that Kathleen is either a sociopath, not the violent type, or is becoming one due to the signal's interference in her brain.